Both my mom and my sister Julie were gone too. The bus ride was quiet, and I was nervous. Not first day of school nervous, or baseball tryouts nervous, or when I talked to a girl nervous. It was a different nervous, a kind I'd never felt. I was waiting for something to happen, but I didn't know what. I looked for Josh in homeroom. My parents had been at his house the night before for a dinner party. Everything had been fine when they left for Josh's. Something must have happened there. Josh sat at the desk next to me. "You're wondering what happened, aren't you?" he asked. "Yeah," I said. "Yes." "Your mom was really loud and threw up on the table in the middle of dinner." "On the table?" I asked, horrified. My stomach hurt, and I swallowed acid coming up from my throat. "Yeah, it was pretty gross, I guess." My mom threw up on the dinner table. At first, I felt better knowing. Adults got sick too, and sometimes they threw up. But then my mind played with the idea of my mom throwing up on the table in front of my friend's parents, acting loud and out of control, and I shuddered. Maybe she drank too much and made herself sick, like she did last New Year's. Is that why Dad was so angry? I overheard students and teachers whispering about my mom in the halls, in the bathroom, in the classroom, by the lockers, in the gym, in the cafeteria, at lunch. Or was I imagining it? During science class that afternoon, rain streaked down the windows, hammered against the pavement, tink-tinked on the orange school buses lining up to take us home. It fell so hard, it drowned out the teacher's voice. After school, instead of going home, I took the bus to my friend Steven's house. We threw our book bags in the garage, grabbed his dad's BB gun, and crossed the road into the neighbor's hayfield. The ground was soaked from hard rainfall earlier that day, and water seeped in through my canvas sneakers. But now, the sun was out and the grass was green. I was happy for a moment that it was April. Stephen took a shot at an old can on a cedar post and missed. He put the gun under his arm to grab a tin of lead pellets out of his pocket. I stood nearby and watched him reload. I was there, but I wasn't really there. Questions burned. Maybe Stephen knows something. "Did your mom go to Josh's parents' party last night?" I asked. "You mean the party?" Stephen laughed. I hung my head and covered my face with my hands. "Natalie wasn't there," he said. Stephen was the only kid I knew who called his mother by her first name. "So," I hesitated, "how did you hear about it?" "I overheard Natalie talking to Mrs. Filson, who heard it from Mrs. Boyd, who was there." "God," I said, dropping to the ground. My knees sunk to the wet grass. "Everybody knows." "So what?" he said, pumping the air gun. "Your mom threw up at dinner." "So what?" I asked, getting up. I grabbed a rock and threw it as far as I could. "It's not the end of the world," Stephen said. "What did you hear at school?" "You know," he said, "the same thing everyone else heard." I picked up another rock and threw it at the old can. I wiped the mud from my hands on my pants. "Look, Jeremy," he said. "What?" "Nothing." We walked across the field to the pond, where wood frogs were quacking like ducks. The sun was warm and the birds sang. "Take a shot," Stephen said, handing me the gun. I grabbed the gun, raised the wooden barrel to my cheek, and aimed at a bird sitting on a faraway telephone wire. We heard the pop of the air gun and saw a puff of feathers against the blue sky. The bird dropped to the ground. "Holy crap," Stephen said. "You hit it." "That's impossible," I said. "It's too far away." We ran at full speed to the bird. It lay on the ground, a dark purple bruise on its breast. "Lucky shot," Stephen said. "Lucky?" I said. "I didn't mean to hit it. It was a mistake." I looked at the bird and thought I saw it moving, but it was just a breeze ruffling its soft feathers. I picked up the bird and cradled it in my hand. It was warm. I wanted to keep it, maybe draw it, but the bird reminded me of all that had gone wrong. I didn't mean to kill it. I tossed it underhand into the brambles at the edge of the field and watched painfully as it got hung up in the thorns. Jesus. I reached